Hello Gemini, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Today we are going to be doing your birthday pick-a-ruin reading. Because I'm a tiny bit late with your reading, I'm going to give you 4 choices instead of the 3 choices I normally give each sign. So what we're going to do is I'm going to choose 4 ruins out of this bag. I'm not going to tell you what they mean right off the bat. I'd like you to use your intuition to really think about this and make the right choice. Remember, this birthday reading is good from birthday to birthday, so it will be good for a full year. We're going to be diving into money, we're going to be diving into love, all the things, and we're going to have a card for the theme. So it should be pretty interesting. Gemini readings always are. Let's get started. We have group number 1. Group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So I would like you to try to concentrate, really think about your life, and make your choice. The timestamps will be in the comments section, and I will see you, Gemini, on the other side. Hello, group number 1. Happy birthday, Gemini. Okay, we're going to begin the reading, and like I said in the beginning, if this doesn't seem to be your story at all, or you're really not sensing it, feel free to choose one of the other groups. This group has chosen the scythe. The scythe is a cutting away of something, or the removal of something. Sometimes it can be a warning. Many times it's you cutting something out of your life. It's something cutting you out of their lives. It can represent loss, but it can represent loss that you yourself have chosen. So let's get into the reading and we'll figure this out. You do have the key representing your birthday year, which is nice. It's the inner calling, clarity and intention. And on this card you do have the yellow rose of hope, and you also have the skull, which represents death. So there may be something leaving your life here, Gemini, no doubt. But I guess the mystery at this point in the reading anyway is it you? Is this an instrument of your doing or somebody else's? Let's figure this out. You do have something that happens out of the blue, something that's quite shocking, something that leads you to step into action here. So, and you also have the 5 of Pentacles, which is feeling alone. In many instances, this could be money difficulties, feeling like you're broke, feeling like you have nothing. But you do have here the Hermit, and you may be going very introspective. You may be feeling like you are spending more and more time alone. I do think that the Hermit on this side of the card is a lot more, it's different. You know, you do have the moon present, you have other beings present, you have the bird of freedom present, you have the egg present. So it looks like you do, and it's Virgo energy, you do go introspective as a result of something that happens to you during your birthday year. You go inward to figure things out. You go inward with great intention to figure out what your part in this was and what the reality of it was. You do have Windfall, and that's always a great card to receive. As far as your money goes, it says you're about to receive a windfall. So this could be anything. It could be a pay raise. It could be a step up with a job. It could be you winning the lottery, literally. It could be a a relative passing away and leaving you something that you can start over with. And with the Page of Wands here, right under it, I believe that you're going to take this windfall and start a new journey for yourself here. You become excited about it almost here, Gemini. You may be coming out of an energy where you felt trapped. I mean, you could tell on this card, the person's trapped, the person's blindfolded, the person's bound, surrounded by swords. But, you know, we know this card. If you've read any tarot, if you've looked at any tarot readings, you know that this person has always had the ability to break free of this. You will, as a result of this windfall, you will start planning things differently. You'll start planning your life. You may be quite excited about something that's going on with your money this year, this birthday year. And you do have the present and the past here on the table, which is really fascinating. You will be abundant this year in some way. Something is going to happen, and I do believe it's definitely about money. You're going to feel abundant, but I do think there is something in your past here that makes you, that takes away from your joy in some way here, Gemini. There is something you think about, something you long for maybe. Yeah, it definitely looks like there is something from your past that makes you feel like you've lost something. You do have, this is the Dante's Inferno deck. I really love this deck. It's the Rebuked Traitor. So there is someone in your life that you may feel is a traitor, or you yourself may have been labeled as a traitor here. Definitely with these cards, you have 3 major arcana under it. This is a major thing. It may have something to do with this loss that's going on. You have the card of Gemini, the Lovers, but on this side, it is the darker side of Gemini. It is that duality. It's a choice. You may feel that you don't have too many choices. You may feel very dark. There may be a part of this year, you may be in this energy right now where you feel rather dark. There is something that, with the Tower here, there is the eye of God watching. There is something that happened. You have Gemini energy, Scorpio energy, and you have Capricorn energy here. There is a choice you made here, Gemini, that was not in your own best interests. This created a Tower moment. There is the eye of God watching this situation. And here is the toxicity. You may have felt bound to a situation here. It created a lot of toxic energy. And it looks like there is a choice you made that you probably either right now or will very shortly regret. I think many of you know what this choice is already. People in your life may regard you as a traitor, but I think that for some of you anyway, I think there is a traitor in your midst. And that traitor may have had something to do with your choices. There is no one story for all of you, but I have to tell you it's one or the other. You do have here in the love department something that is dying. It says you are slowly slipping away. I have hurt you so much. You don't look at me the same. You are cold to the touch. Dying love. So this situation may have bled into your love life. This may be why the Scythe is present. This may be why the Five of Pentacles is present. This may be why this lack and suffering is present. There may be a time this year where you're going to either regret, you're going to miss someone. Well, to put it simply, you may feel that this person is slowly slipping away. You may feel that you have hurt them. With next to the Rebuked Traitor over here, you may feel at some point that you have been a traitor to this situation, and this can be flipped. There might have been someone that you really, really loved and counted on, and they disappointed you a great deal. You do have here all these cards to back this up. You have the Ace of Cups, but this one is a little bit different from this side. This side would be the traditional Ace of Cups, and This is a little darker. This is something sneaky that might have been going on here, Gemini. And you have the Four of Wands, but on this side, it's a little, it's not a terrible side. This is something that is moving away from you, this happy home, something that may have been a happy home, something that may be your idea of a happy home, or it might have had. You're going to, you may be dealing with an earth sign, of course, with this Queen of Pentacles, but more than that, I do think that you are looking more for stability. For those of you that were done dirty, for those of you that experienced this cutting away, this sort of abandonment, this sort of you may have experienced a traitor. You are looking now for more stability. For those of you who made a mistake and maybe hurt someone, they may be looking for more stability than what this situation has to offer. Pretty interesting reading as always here, Gemini. Let's pull some of these cards here. You know, with the key, you do have the key here, Gemini. You do have the key for your year. You have what it takes to turn most of this around. There may be something in your past that you are mourning. There may be a decision that you made that you are mourning. It may have led to a situation where a love situation died. You have the key. Let's look at the key. Show me the key, please. The key. No, too many cards. Too many cards. I have to figure out a way to have all these cards in the deck so I don't have to keep switching decks. But let's see. Show me the key, please, for Gemini. You have Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly I don't know if that's exactly what you're going through here, Gemini. I don't think that is, but I do think that at some point your jug is going to be filled again. I do think your jug is empty. I think that you're feeling some lack for sure. You're feeling some lack, whether it is the loss of a person, whether it is the loss of of money. It could be both. You are going to be feeling a little bit replenished here with this windfall. Mark my words, you will experience something this year along those lines. Yeah, but there is a jug here that will be filled again. It might be empty. It might be empty right now. It might be empty at some point this year, but you are going to look at this and perhaps mourn whatever was inside it. But you will get a windfall. You will get a windfall here, and the windfall will bring you great happiness. It looks like I'm going to switch decks here because this deck is too big to handle. Yeah, you are going to experience great happiness with that money. There is money coming in. It looks like the money is needed. It looks like there is definitely a lot going on for you. Show me this rebuked traitor. Show me this rebuked traitor. Love in October. So yeah, Gemini, you know, this traitor energy, maybe you may be experiencing it through more than one lens. Like I said, I do strongly believe that there is someone in your life here, on a love level, that may look at you like you were a traitor to them. Honestly, there is October here on the table too. It is a scorpionic month for sure, but there is something that may happen here this October that has something to do with this situation. There is an extremely toxic situation over here. There is something that's going to be cut away. There is something that is dying. There's something that's going to happen in October, Gemini, that's going to put sort of the period at the end of this sentence, if that makes sense to you. You have dying love. You may have or had great passion for this person at one time. Maybe they had great passion for you. It does look like that may be slipping away. You may be very upset about that. This person at the bottom of the deck here, this person may have been your twin flame. You may need to heal this connection. You definitely need to heal this connection, Gemini, if you want it. If you don't want this connection and you'd like to move on from it, then definitely the road is ripe for that. If you're looking to heal this relationship, I do think that there may be some control that you need to relinquish here, and you may need some distance between the two of you. So you could work out what your fears and limitations are. There are definitely fears and limitations and lack here on the table. The way you look at yourself may be a huge problem. You may have nostalgia and memories, and I do see that over and over again. This is a sort of theme with you sort of remembering the past, longing for the past. You may want to express your truth in the right way. Express it. You may be able to integrate this back into your life, but I have to tell you, you have to plant the seeds, and the seeds seem to be linked with truth. You have to be honest. You have to be 1,000% honest in order for this to come back, if you wanted to. Now, you very well might be the one with the scythe in your hand, cutting something away that is no longer, that is bad for you. And I get that. I do, because I see some toxicity here. So if that's the case, then, but you do have seeds here. Again, and this is the reason I use a double deck. You have two of these cards that came out. So what you have to understand, that with the seeds you plant today are going to be your harvest in the future. If you don't plant the seed, you're not going to have a harvest. Seeds are very important for you this year. Plant some seeds, whether that be emotional, in love, or with this money that you're going to acquire. Plant some seeds so those seeds take root and grow into something that will absolutely benefit you. You do have a decision to make, and this is my card of Gemini here. You have a decision to make. You have a few decisions to make here this year, Gemini, for sure. There is somebody that evokes your passion, and your self-worth came up more than once. There is something about the way you look at yourself that isn't healthy. If we look at ourselves like we are not worthy of certain things, then we'll never have them, because we feel on a deep level that we're not worthy of them. You do have here retreat again. Yeah, there may be distance here. There may be distance here. You may be experiencing distance this year. There is justice here on the table. So this, this may have something to do with the law. It may have something to do with justice, karma, balance. It may have something to do with, especially with that Dante card, it may have something to do with, sort of reaping what you have sown, if that makes sense to you, for better or for worse. Yeah. You may have been clinging to a certain comfort zone. You do have fragmented, rejection, loss. And here's your self-worth again. Your self-worth is in question. Your self-worth, it's a problem. Your self-worth is totally, and here you are. You have Mercury, right? Communication. You have to communicate the way you feel. I think that's the seed. One of the seeds you should be planting right now is communication. If you've been refraining from communicating and speaking your truth, no matter what that is, now would be the time. It looks like there's going to be some distance here. It looks like there's going to be some justice here, one way or the other. You are going to have a sort of breakthrough, an epiphany. Try not to be closed off and guarded. You do have alchemy here on your side. You do have the clarity of your third eye. That's possible. You will receive messages in your dreams. You're going to be receiving a spark, and I do think it has something to do with this money that's going to be coming to you. You're going to be experiencing some loss here. You're going to be experiencing some lessons here. You're going to be experiencing some lessons about your own self-worth and how it may play into it. But you are also going to be receiving a gift from the universe as far as money goes. There's some money that's going to be coming in. And I think that, you know, we know money isn't everything. But I think the money will be giving you a little bit of a confidence boost as far as your future. And I do think that if you have lost a love here, it's time for you to, it depends on what you want. If you want this person back, you're going to have to be very, very honest. If you don't want this person back, be very, very honest with yourself and just cut them loose. Let me pull one more card. I'll pull from the ÄLKÖMÜ deck here. Let me just, all right. Say, just give me one for Gemini, please. Give me one for Gemini. Just one. Too many cards. Too many cards. Cards are very chatty with you today. Give me one more. All right, I'll take two. All right, Gemini. It looks like you are... All right. First of all, you are walking through a new path. You are going to start a new path this year. I mean, for better or for worse, this is sort of like the Fool card in Tarot. You're walking through a door. You're leaving one phase of your life into another. This one looks like a card of stress. You have a lot of stress on your back. You have a lot of things to think about. It looks like there is a hand there making things a little worse. Now that hand could easily just pick that rock up off your back and help, but it looks like that hand might be making it worse. It looks like you might buckle under the pressure of that rock. There is something going on here. I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. It's Justice card is big in this reading. It's a big, big deal. You do have here choices in your future. You are going to be leaving a situation in lieu of another. You may have something here behind your back here, Gemini, with the Magician on this side, something that nobody understands or knows about. You have the Judgment card. So with the Judgment card here, with the Justice card, leads me to believe that for at least one or two of you, this is legal in nature. Yeah, stress, the highest stress card in the deck here. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. And on this side, it would be you governing the wheel. But on this side, you have other forces governing the wheel, governing your future, governing what happens next. It is the card of karma. You do have the Fool, just like we spoke about before. You are starting a brand new path. You're going to have some clarity, and more than once in this reading, we have talked about the clarity that will come to you here, Gemini. You do need to go introspective here with this Virgo card. You need to go inward to really, really do some soul searching. You may be thinking, what's next? I mean, this is the card of hanging on to money and having money. And on this side of the Four of Pentacles, he's looking out the window saying, okay, what's next? You do have the card of Taurus, and Taurus could be a marriage. And this dying love could be a marriage disintegrating. This Taurus also could be some sort of doctrine that you have followed most of your life that is sort of disintegrating as well. You do have Leo here on the table, and you will work towards something here, Gemini. You know, at some point this year, you may feel that all hope is lost. You may feel very Five of Pentacles-ish, but I do think that with some hard work, you're going to feel better by the time the smoke clears from this. You will not be by yourself. You will step back into a power position here, and you may feel as though you're in a prison of some kind, but as you can tell, there is light beyond those bars, and there's also love behind those bars. You're going to have an interesting year, to say the least. You're going to have choices that you have to make here, Gemini, and I do think that it is going to be, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. You know, I don't know why I'm being called to pull one more card. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get something. Okay. I am going to ask physical feature of the person that is going to have the biggest impact on your year. Give me the physical feature for the person that is going to have the biggest impact on Gemini's year. There is somebody here that likes to wear high heels. There may be, of course, this person may have red hair, but I do go by, rather than the look of the card, I tend to go by what it says. And so there is someone in your life. It could be an official person who likes to wear heels. It could be it definitely could be a love interest that likes to wear heels. It definitely could be someone who may pass away and leave you money that likes to wear heels. This could very well be you, and you could have the most impact on your own year through the decisions that you make here, Gemini. Please let me know in the comments. I wish you the happiest birthday, and I will see you next time. Big hugs. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your birthday reading. You did choose, by the way, the star, which is a beautiful omen of wishes coming true. Love it for you. Okay, let's start from the beginning here. You do have the shadow card, and the shadow is an indication that we need to do some shadow work, or that perhaps this is what you're going to do this year. It does say wholeness, integration, repressed emotions. There may be things that you are keeping to yourself that need to come to the forefront here. You have this side of the tower, which is very interesting, because on this side you have the classic tower, but on this side, if you notice, the lightning strike is hitting a mask, right? The mask we wear. So the shadow side of you, the other side of you, the mask we wear. There may be some, I think Spirit here is trying to tell you to bring forth that which you hide. There is something about you that you may keep in the shadows, that you may keep to yourself, and Spirit is telling you to shatter that mask. In this birthday year, honestly, there is some sort of rebirth happening, and I don't say that lightly, but the truth is like, this is the Page of Wands, but on this side of the Page of Wands, if you look really carefully, behind him, there is a phoenix rising from the ashes. So it's something new, but it's coming from something that was already there inside you. Something that is going to be celebrated. It's something that's going to make you happy. There is something that you keep to yourself. It could be a talent. It could be an aspect of yourself that you keep suppressed, right? And this card does say repressed emotions. Repressed emotions. Maybe it is an emotional side of yourself, but I'm not really getting that. I'm really getting there is a part of you that you keep a mask over that needs to be sort of released, so something can be born, and it's something that seems to be very beneficial to you here. And this is great too, because right next to the star, when we talked about that, the star is wishes coming true. You have the luck card, and it says anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. And this is the money card for your birthday year. You may be in a very competitive line of work. or maybe something that you're trying to accomplish is very competitive. But here you are as the Magician, and I always look at the Magician like it's an Aquarian or a Gemini, to be honest with you. But on this side of the Magician, you see that he has a little something behind his back, right? You have something. You're going to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Something's going to happen, and it's going to be very lucky for you. It's going to be very prosperous for you. Maybe it has something to do with this thing that you keep to yourself. It could very well be. But there is something coming for you. You know, with this Eight of Wands, I see a theme here. I see lightning bolts. Even over here, there is something. Let's keep doing the reading, and then we will recap everything. But it's very interesting. You may be in a very competitive line of work, or maybe there is something you really want to go into that you haven't, that you're really thinking about, and that is competitive in nature. It could be an online business. It could be anything for any of you. Now, what I like about your reading too is you did choose the mythic mischief makers, and this is the perfect card for Gemini. I'm pretty sure that we pulled this in one of your readings recently. It was either the lost love reading or it was the manifestation reading. But here you have the mythic mischief makers. And as you can see, there are two people on this card. I always look at them like they're twins. And the thing I remember about this card is that when you're about to make a decision, instead of saying, "Can I?" you should replace that with "should I?" Because sometimes the mischief makers here get bored, and they do things simply because they're bored, or simply because they want to see if they can get away with something. So that's a light warning, but it's very interesting. Gemini reading always comes out with something like this. You do have here's the extra lightning strike here. You do have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, as we know, is a very passionate knight who rides in passionately, aggressively, proudly. But on this side, he's riding into a storm of sorts, right? His torch is still lit, and doesn't look fearful to me. And his horse's head is down, you know, and it's almost like he's riding into battle there. And you have the card of Pisces here. The Piscean hangman is very interesting. This could be looked at as a sacrifice. I mean, this has many meanings in many different readings, but you may be sacrificing something here in lieu of something else. Because if you notice, he rides into battle, he faces something, and there is a sacrificial element to this. And on this card, you're on the boat. See, on this side of the Four of Cups, you would be wallowing in misery, right? You would just be staring at those empty cups saying, "Why me?" On this side of the Four of Cups, you have decided to abandon those cups and get on the boat and say, "Yeah, you know, I'm not going to wallow in anything." So this is great. You did sacrifice something to get here. And I'm sure for each of you that's going to be different. But there is a sacrificial element to this. And we will recap everything like I said. Now here in your love column, it's interesting. You have the "I'm watching you" card. And this could be you watching someone else, or this could be someone watching you. It says, "I see your every move. I know your every step. You consume my thoughts. You live in my head." There might be someone you're fairly obsessed with, but seriously, this might be flipped, and there might be someone that's fairly obsessed with watching you. You do have the Queen of Swords here, so it could be a fellow air sign, or like I said, this could represent you watching someone else. It doesn't feel creepy in nature to me. It just feels like there is someone who, yeah, because even this card, so like, yeah, so there is someone watching you. You know, the more I look at this card, it might be someone that you're not really interested. You're not really having it. or if the energy is flipped, this could be an air sign that's just sort of saying no. But in this card here, it goes from this turbulent sort of, I don't want to see anything, to calm, making that choice, right? Not making a choice, making a choice. And this is more watching. If you notice, like on this, this artist aspect of the Six of Pentacles is someone really watching, right? They're not scattering the breadcrumbs like they normally would in the other Six of Pentacle cards. They're watching. So this is love or relationships or passion. And during this year, it's either going to be you carefully watching someone else and making a choice, or there's someone that's really watching you. And I do think this is you making a choice here, Gemini. You're going to be making some sort of choice in regards to love. It just does. It seems that way. But I have to tell you, overall, you have all this luck and wish coming true, and it's a very far cry from group one. It's very different. So to backtrack a little, you do have the shadow card here, and there is something that you're keeping in the shadows. When I say that, there is a mask that you wear. There is something that you don't share. There is something that you may be afraid of sharing. There may be something that you just haven't thought to share. I don't know what it is, but there is something here that Spirit is telling you that you need to share. And I do think that there is that lightning strike. There is something that's going to happen that's going to shatter that mask and almost force you out in the open. And when that happens, there is this phoenix that just rises up from what you believe are ashes and is set free. Something is set free. Something that's going to make you very happy here. Very happy. It's a really nice thing to look forward to in your birthday year, especially when it's combined with the star, especially when it's combined with this money card. And I'm going to recap this even a little bit more. And it says, you know, anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. Absolutely. Growth. It says if you believe that you are lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset. You know, I'm thinking that this is going to happen to you regardless of your mindset, Gemini. I'm really getting that. I'm really getting that whoever's reading this is, you're going to be experiencing in your birthday year a lot of luck in a competitive workplace or in a competitive field. You have that thing behind you as the Magician, and I do think that it has something to do with this thing that you may not show that is a tool that you may be unaware of that can help you. There is something coming. There is something coming. You have, you may be questioning whether you should do something or not with this card, for sure. Your twins might be fighting each other, going back and forth. You may ride into battle one minute, maybe the next you stop. But I have to tell you, there is a sacrifice that's made here, and you do decide to get on that ship. You do decide to stop staring at your navel, and you do decide to make something happen here. And whatever it is you're trying to make happen, Gemini, looks very, very lucrative. As far as your love goes, yeah, you may have... this is either, like I said, you watching someone else. It might be another air sign. This might be you, someone really watching you. But there is a lot of watching going on here. There is somebody that is really studying someone else. And this card is a decision that is being made. There is absolutely a decision being made here. Let me pull a card for... Show me a description for this person, please, for Gemini. Obese. Well, I don't really like the idea of I mean, first of all, this girl is not obese. My goodness. I just started using this deck, by the way. It's physical features. So no. I feel like, honestly, the blacking out that word, because that, I mean, look at her. She's not obese. My goodness. Anyway, there is someone that is definitely not skinny, definitely curvy. Okay, this could be you. This could be someone you're dealing with. It could even be, and if you're attracted to men, this could be a male that is larger than your average male. And it doesn't necessarily mean overweight. It could be someone that works out a lot and is just very big. It could be someone that doesn't work out at all, that is also larger, right? Interesting. I'm going to pull one more card. I've never used this deck before today. Interesting. What, that they would label her obese. Okay, give me one more. A sharp face. Somebody with sharp features. And I know that there's women on these cards, but you have to sort of think past the sexes here. There is somebody with sharp features being shown here. Somebody that may be a little larger than your average person in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Interesting. So let's look at, you know what, before we do this, I am going to do this. I'm going to crack this a little bit because this deck is just difficult to handle. Let me see. Show me the shadow. Show me the shadow side of Gemini here. You do have doing something risky, taking a chance. Yeah, I mean, you might think it's a risk, showing this side of yourself, this side that you keep hidden from the world, or this talent that you keep hidden from the world. You may think it's very risky, and maybe it is. But I do think this might be a year of risk-taking for you in general, because I see that over and over again, and I do see you winning, Gemini. Show me this luck. Someone's going out of your life, or the end of a situation. I do think it's the end of a situation. I don't think that someone's going out of your life. I don't think that's what this means. I do think there's going to be an end of a situation. There might be a situation currently or in the very near future in your life where you feel like you have to be someone else, where you feel like you can't show certain aspects of yourself, where you feel like you're just not winning. And I have to tell you, that is going to come to an end, because that came out in the same column here as the luck card and the star. So something is leaving your life, but it is the end of a negative situation. Show me these twins here, please, for Gemini. You have butterfly, a change for the better. Absolutely. Absolutely, Gemini. Now show me this interesting person. March. So there is something that either happened here in March that just passed, or there is something that's going to happen next March with this person. So you may not know anything about this person right now, Gemini. You might not even know. Some of you may. This may have happened in the recent, a couple of months ago for sure. But many of you aren't going to even know who this person is. But there is someone that's going to be watching you. It's someone that's going to be a little bit larger than you, in some way, with very sharp facial features, if that makes sense. So I am going to pull from this deck now. Let's see. Give me one for Gemini, please, for their birthday year. Change, courage. With this butterfly card, I would say so. You're going to need some courage to show that, to drop that mask, or to show that part of yourself that you keep protected. You're going to need some courage, but it's going to bring forth change here, Gemini. And you're going to figure out what your purpose is. And I would say so, because with this luck card and this change card and this butterfly card and this drop your mask cards, yeah, you're going to find out where you actually belong. You may feel like you don't belong anywhere right now. Some of you may feel lost as far as which direction to take. You are going to have passion and chemistry with this person, whoever it is that comes forward. And there's your love offer. There's your love offer, Gemini. You know, Venus also represents, you know, we always think of love, and it certainly is love, but it also is money. So that Venus offer could be your, it could go either way. Give me one more. Give me one more for apology, forgiveness. There may be somebody that is offering you an apology or this year, for sure. There may be somebody that you need to forgive. Absolutely. There may be just some disharmony. I'm going to put these together here. There may be some disharmony around this forgiveness card. There may be some disharmony, some triggers, for sure. There may be someone from your past coming forward, and you may realize here, and that fell right out, somebody that is very controlling, perhaps, that you may need to forgive. You may feel the need to forgive them in order to move on. There is something coming back from your past this year. It doesn't look like a large part of your year because it didn't come out in your main spread, but it is coming, Gemini. There is something coming. And your spirit guides are right next to you through this to help you with your life's purpose, to give you the courage to face this change. You are going to be facing some changes, but they seem to be very positive for you. You need to express gratitude. We've all heard it. As things come, especially as your wishes are being granted, especially as you get these strokes of luck, definitely don't forget to thank the universe. And here we go. This is why I use a double deck, by the way. This came out twice in your reading, and this is very, very meaningful. This is going to be the year that your life's purpose is discovered, that you're going to find out where you belong. You're going to find out what you're supposed to be doing. And there are some of you that may not know that. There are some of you that may deep down inside absolutely know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're going to be instrumental in making it happen this year, Gemini. Beautiful reading so far. Yeah, I think this goes over here. I think you're going to have compassion for somebody that comes from your past, and somebody that asks your forgiveness, or somebody that you may forgive even if they don't ask, because I think you're going to get to a point where you just want to be healthier. There's something that's going to require your compassion, though. And here we go. This came out twice, too. This is going to be a very, very heavy, and when I say heavy, I mean a very, very profound year for you. Group 2. Definitely profound. Look at that. Life's purpose, spirit guides. There are going to be things that you need to release and to purge, but we've talked about that. You're going to have to make that sacrifice. There's something that is going to be sacrificed to make room for this new thing. And there's the attraction card again, Mars, hot for sure. You're going to have chemistry, a love offer. Somebody is either going to be watching you for quite some time before they approach, or you are going to be watching them. But there is going to be something that happens this year that's quite hot, quite passionate. You're going to have a lot of chemistry with this person. There is going to be a breakthrough, but we saw that. There is going to be a breakthrough. It's going to be an epiphany. You're going to realize that which you kept hidden. Look at that. Another watching card. Yeah. Definitely. You may know who this is. If you know who this is, let me know in the comments. If you don't, then it should be a pleasant surprise. And there's the gratitude card again. Listen, I have split this deck up into 3 before I chose a pile. I don't know if you watched me shuffle. So for us to get all these double cards in this portion of the deck is very strange. You have the gratitude card, which is it seems to be very, very important. You also have your life's purpose. You have assistance from your spirit guides, and a lot of watching. Somebody's definitely watching. And karma, justice, and balance is going to be restored. You may have felt in the past that life wasn't fair. You may have felt in the past that there was things lacking balance, things that you may have wondered. It may have crossed your mind if karma even exists, if anything was actually doled out fairly. I think this is going to be the year you're going to see that that is the case. You're going to get what you deserve. And what does that say? You're going to be fulfilled. Bottom of the deck, pay attention to your dreams. You pay attention to your dreams here, Gemini, because your spirit guides might be trying to communicate with you. But you have 3 omens here of good luck. Okay? 3 omens of wish fulfillment. I would take this reading and I would run with it. I'm going to pull one more card. Would be great. Okay. Sorry, this deck fell on the floor in between readings and it is all screwed up. So this is why I like to do all the shuffling off camera, you know, in warp speed anyway. Okay. Give me one for Gemini, please. You have to look at yourself. Force yourself to look at that shadow side. This is shadow work. This is definitely something that you try not to see. Maybe it's something that you just don't pay attention to. The spirit is trying to force you to look and take advantage of this skill, side, thought. I don't know. There's something that you're not cashing in on. It is a skill or an aspect of yourself that is lucrative. And I think you're going to be forced in some way by your spirit guides to see what this thing is. I wish you all the luck. It doesn't look like you'll need it. Happy birthday, Gemini. Hello, group 3. And happy birthday, Gemini. Okay, your overarching energy here are the waves. You chose the waves. And the waves are carrying us somewhere. Usually when we get the waves in a reading like this, it is us being carried by spirit. Spirit has our back, being carried into something new, something better. Things like that. We'll go through the whole reading and we'll see how everything corresponds. And here we do have nostalgia, sentimentality, memory. This could be something from your past that you're choosing to remember. This that you're carrying with you almost. I'm not sure whether it's good or bad just yet, but there is something there that probably needs to be uncovered and addressed. Yeah, I mean, even with this Page of Cups. This would be the typical Page of Cups, right? But when you look at him from behind, he harbors something, you know? There is something behind him that follows him almost, so that he keeps with him. Something perhaps from his past, you know? Interesting. You do have the ability here, this birthday year, Gemini, to start something new, start something that you're passionate about, something that you're excited about. This could be love, it could be something to do with your career, but you have the option to do that. But here in this picture, you are sort of watering a dead plant, right? You're caring for it. This could be this memory you have of something from your past. It could be your recent past. It could be something you're going through now. Don't forget, this reading is birthday to birthday, so it covers a full year. So it covers from your birthday this year, which might not have come yet, to your birthday next year. This shows somebody who is watering a dead plant. If you look at the look on this person's face, They don't look very happy. They look like they have put a lot of work into this. But if you look at the foot of that tree, there is a skull. The tree is dead. He's waiting for something that's never going to bring him abundance. So you have this thing that you're carrying with you into your birthday year, something that might have happened already that really hurt you, or something that might hurt you in the very near future. Something tells me if this is your reading, you already know what this is. With these waves, though, Spirit does have your back. So you should know that. Here in your money column, and this is your money, you do have precarious times. And it says there's been a lot of ups and downs with your finances, money coming in and going out just as fast, fast changes regarding money, or an unexpected turn of finances. Now here you have the designer card, and yes, we could take that very literally, you know, a career in fashion, artistic endeavors, designing websites, designing YouTube channels, whatever, you know. But because this is in your money, and for some of you, I'm definitely seeing that it's telling you to get creative with your finances, to discover a new talent you have. It doesn't matter whether it's actual designing or not, but to get creative, because something is missing here. There is something that you could be doing that could give you a more steady stream of income. Maybe a side hustle. Maybe it's something you haven't thought of. Maybe it's something you have thought of and you just haven't put enough time into, or any time into for that matter. Because here you have you working on your future, and it's long term, right? You see the child there? That child either represents your future children, it's long-term abundance, or that child could be the thing you're working on, the thing you're bringing into this world, that thing that you're giving birth to. Yeah, this is something that is going to have tentacles. It's going to have tentacles. It is going to get you out of one place and move you into a better place. I see waves, water carrying you somewhere else, somewhere better. Right? You do have the price of the ferryman here, and this is the Dante deck. And the interesting thing about this card is that it is a card of carrying something with you. It is the card of feeling something that has outlived its usefulness. This could be a pain. It could be a memory. And yeah, I mean, even down here, you have the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords obviously is pain. And this pain is something that you seem to be carrying with you. This could be something someone did to you, something you've been through. This could be something you went through as a child, but this could be something you've gone through recently that is a burden. You know, you may have discovered you were watering something that was dead, or you may discover that, you know, this thing you're carrying around with you is just too heavy. Yeah. And here in the, you do have, though, Gemini, you have the Page of Pentacles, which is a new start, right? And usually the page is sort of unsure, right? It's not a new start with a guaranteed success, right? But on this side of the Page of Pentacles, you have the Rose of Hope on his cape, and you also have that cornucopia behind him. This is something that is going to bring abundance to you, something that you may have turned your back on, something that you may not see because your attention is going elsewhere, right? This also may represent someone that has turned their back on you. Whatever it is that happened seems to have an impact on your life as a whole, whether it is, you know, your money, your heart, your future. I mean, everything. It seems to just trickle down and sort of affect everything. You're going to have to make a conscious effort to unburden yourself, uncover what this is and unburden yourself, and let the universe take over here. Just, if you're going to put your energy into something, put it into getting creative with your finances somehow, because that seems to be where you need it. That seems to be what will pay off for you. Carrying this burden around isn't going to pay off for you. It's just going to take your energy and waste it. You do have here in your love column, I'm very happy to announce that you have pleasure. So you will be going into a different situation. And I know that some of you may not want to hear that right now, but you do have a year. And it says pleasure. It says, I crave you, I taste you, I feel you, I will give you ecstasy. Pleasure. And once again, this is, you know, this card can mean many things, but in this particular column with that volcano, I do think it's passion between two people that come across one another. You also have the Ten of Pentacles, and being that that is your love column, this passionate encounter is going to blossom into something that you may not expect to have longevity, but it does look like you have longevity and love. With the Ace of Cups here, this will blossom into something great. But this is another card, Gemini, of you analyzing your pain, right? This is the Ten of Swords, and this is analyzing that pain, analyzing what has happened, right? These cards are your stumbling block this year. Analyzing the pain, waiting, perhaps even waiting for something to come that you should really give up on, getting rid of whatever it is that you're carrying with you. You need to stop this behavior, because I have to tell you, what's waiting for you here just looks yummy. It looks beautiful. Don't waste your time on this other thing, whatever it is, this other pain, this other person's memory. Don't live in the past. It's definitely not healthy for you here, Gemini. I'm going to pull some of these cards here. Maybe I'll do this deck is huge, and I do not handle it. Okay. Well, show me this memory for Gemini, please. Show me this memory for Gemini. Yeah, changes in your life, Gemini, but under the light of the moon, things can seem confusing. You may be confused about something that happened between you and another person. It might be very confusing and hurtful to you, whatever it is that went on. You have, for your money, you have this, happiness. You have to put your, I'm going to choose the other side here. You have to put all that energy that you have poured into this situation, you have to now pour it into your money, your job, your career, coming up with these new ideas. If you focus on that, this other relationship is just going to naturally be magnetized towards you. Once you drop that space that's holding this other thing, right? You have this Ferryman card. Family matters. This could be something that happened, you know, between a husband and a wife. It could be somebody that you considered family, somebody that is in your family. It could be anyone, honestly. It could be anyone that you apparently were very hurt by. This could be someone even that you were in a romantic relationship with that you considered to be a life partner. I mean, whatever it is, it's definitely, you know, it could be, I don't want to start dragging sexes into it, but it definitely is someone close to you that really did a job on you. Show me this pleasure card, please. Lightning's going to strike here. Lightning's going to strike here, Gemini. Yeah, this is going to be a very exciting time for you when this happens. It's going to be hot. It's going to be passionate. The only warning here is to let go of the past. Let's do this. For Gemini, please. For Gemini, please. And here you go. You have that lightning strike again. I don't think it's a storm so much. I do think it's a lightning strike out of nowhere. There is a reunion. There's a reunion, and I can't help but think that this is a soul tie that you have from... Listen, if you don't know who this person is, this may be a karmic tie from another life. You may feel when you meet this person, you may find them very familiar, immediately familiar to you. It very well could be someone you know. but it's going to be something that happens quite suddenly. There might be someone that comes in for an apology here. Maybe it's you that wants the apology. It could be you. I mean, I've seen a lot of pain in this reading from a source. You may be hanging on to this, looking for an apology. You are being asked to let it go. Let that desire go, because this was a toxic bond. This was a toxic pattern. It was just toxic, not good for you. It's not good for you now. You are going to be forming structure here, a more solid foundation for yourself this year. You're going to be feeling this sense of freedom and opportunity. I love that. And I can see that. I can see the potential here. You might be meeting a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That might be someone who falls under one of those signs or has them highly aspected in their chart. Another Ace of Cups. Love that. For Gemini, please. Yeah, you do need to do some healing, Gemini. We talked about that. That is like seriously prevalent in this reading, big time. You need to heal from whatever the heck happened to you. You're going to have a lot of growth this summer. There's going to be a lot that happens to make you feel better, to make you feel more grounded. Beautiful. This came out, I believe, in group 2 as well. You have your wish coming true. Whatever it is that you're wishing for here. You do have isolating thoughts. And I do agree with that. I think that there are some thoughts that you have that take up space in your mind, that take up space in your energy, that belongs somewhere else. You need to feel it, go through it, and then let it go. You need to release it so this wish can come forward. This was a toxic thing that happened to you. This was a toxic relationship. This was a toxic situation. If you're waiting for an apology here, Gemini, I've done it. Don't do it. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want. Even if you get the apology, if you get an apology from a toxic person, it's usually not a real apology anyway. Let go of your need for that so something else good can come through. You have a lot of possibility here. Don't let these isolating thoughts take over your brain. You have a union coming up, and here it is again. Here it is again. Look. Let go of that. It's time. You concentrate on your self-worth. Distance yourself from this situation. Definitely, definitely. Let's pull one of these cards. Yep. Yep. This was you in that situation. Trying to keep warm. Trying to get what you need from a situation that could never give you what you need, right? Could never give you what you need. Do you notice this person painted a picture because he was so desperate to be warm that he actually painted something in hopes that it would keep him warm, but it's something he created in his mind, right? He created that. It's not real. This may have been what you did here. If you put enough work into it and energy and love, it'll be what I need. It'll be what I need it to be. It'll feed me. It'll keep me warm. It didn't keep you warm. It's not keeping you warm. It's time to let it go so you can let the good in. There's a lot of good waiting for you here. You have to absolutely trust spirit and let go. I wish you all the luck. Happy, happy birthday, Gemini. Hello, group 3, and happy birthday, Gemini. Overarching your whole reading here, you have the blank ruin, and in the Witch's Ruin group, that would indicate you have a blank slate this year. And just remember, this reading is birthday to birthday. It is a full year. So whenever it is your birthday, it could have passed already, or it could be in the future in June. Just keep that in mind. You have a blank slate. And usually when someone pulls a blank slate, they have a lot more control over their year than they think. And you have a lot more control over your year than the other groups do, for sure. So you have, you couldn't get two better cards here. You have prosperity, wealth, contentment, abundance, right? Right next to it, you have the money card for windfall, but we'll get to that. But I'm just saying, my God. Here under the prosperity, and this is basically umbrellaing your year, right? You have the sun, which is the happiest card in the deck. But as you can see on the side of the sun, you do have to get over a wall. There is something you're going to have to get past. There's some sort of thing that you're going to have to acquire, that you're going to have to get past, there's a hurdle that you're going to have to get through. There may be something you're not seeing correctly here. This is the star card. It is the card of healing. It is the card of wishes coming true. But on this side, there is absolute hope with that rose, but there is also something you're seeing that may be different from what it actually is. These are two major arcana. This is some serious stuff. In fact, you have a lot of major arcana in this spread. So this is going to be an important year for you. You're going to get the clarity you need. You're going to see, do you see that eagle bringing the wreath? That is somebody that is the universe bringing you victory, bringing you clarity, bringing you a lot, honestly. You have the windfall card in your money column, and it says you're about to receive a windfall of money or a pay raise. Money is currently in a positive cycle. This is a great time to treat yourself. Okay, definitely going to be getting a windfall. A windfall does not mean a $10 scratch off. It means that you're going to get a significant sum of money. Somebody may pass away. Somebody may leave you something, an inheritance. You may hit the lottery. You may get a significant pay raise, a better job. There's some kind of windfall coming for you this birthday year. And I have to tell you, you're closing out a cycle here with the World card. You're closing out one cycle and moving on to a very positive new cycle. You may feel at some point, you may feel right now that you may feel anxious. All right. You may feel like you're in a mental prison. You may feel trapped. You may feel very negative about your finances. You may go through that in the very near future, but I have to tell you, it is all in your head. You are going to be receiving something, and you're going to be receiving between these two cards the knowledge and the clarity to understand what it is you need to do to acquire this, to move on to the next level, to level up. You have the Piscean card here, the High Priestess, looking at you and looking over you, definitely coming into some sort of knowing. You do have, interestingly enough, the beasts of the wild. And these are the three. This is the Dante deck, by the way. The three beasts, okay, they're allegories, right, for lust, pride, and avarice. This is the Dante Inferno deck. It's really quite a long story about what the deck is about. But the bottom line is, to put it simply, in this reading anyway, there might be things you're overlooking, and I could see that in this card here. There might be things you're either looking at incorrectly or overlooking entirely, or maybe you're in ostrich mode and you just don't want to see certain things. But there are things you need to look at and see, and you need to get over that wall, and that might very well be the wall you need to get over to really see things for what they are, because there is something happening here that you're ignoring. I mean, if you look at this deck, this is the Four of Swords, and it's generally a peaceful card. But on this side, there is a fire raging behind this person that he or she refuses to look at. There is something going on that you're not looking at correctly, or that you're not looking at all. You are going to be presented with an opportunity here, okay? And it is coming in pretty quickly. It's Cancer, card of Cancer. It's going to seem like it came out of nowhere, but it didn't. It's been heading towards you for quite some time. victory. This could be somebody that you have to face. This could be a situation that you have to face. You have to get over a hurdle to get to this next timeline, okay? You do have in your love column, you have tamed. And it says, I've got you where I want you. Resistance is useless. This could be good. This could be not so good. Let's look at it. It looks like here, yeah, it does look like, don't shoot the messenger here, okay? It does look like you have walked away from something. It's something you have walked away from here, okay? That is re-emerging. You could see that phoenix rising from the ashes, right? And behind this page, there is somebody that's coming in here. And I think it's going to actually make you happy. This is something that you either walked away from or somebody that walked away from you in the past that's going to re-emerge in your life. Maybe they're going to re-emerge in your life in a more positive way, in a better role. Just there's something that obviously happened here in the past that created a void between the two of you, but I have to tell you, whatever it is, seems to be slowly healing. It seems to be slowly healing. There is something here that you do have to look at for what it is. Let me pull, give me one. This deck really disturbed me. I just started using this deck today. It's like a deck for physical attributes, and they have this card, and I actually took it out because it came out in one of the readings. I'm going to show it to you. They have this card that says obese. I mean, I don't like it. She's not obese. I mean, I'm not particularly triggered or sensitive with things like this either. I'm really not, but I just think this is really inaccurate. So I just took it out. Every other card is in the deck. I took that card out. I don't like it. But okay, so let's see. Show me a description for wavy hair. Somebody with wavy hair, Gemini. Somebody with a baby face. Wavy hair. It doesn't have to be a female. I know this is female depicted on these cards, but it does not have to be a female. But it is somebody with sort of wavy hair. A young, youthful looking face. Somebody from your past. The mystery. Okay, so let's see. But you do have a lot of control over this situation. And I think that you may feel otherwise based on some of these cards, especially this card. You may feel like you are a victim of your surroundings. You're a victim of circumstance, or you have no control over what happens, and you may feel trapped. But according to this rune and many other cards, you have a lot of power this year in your life, and you're going to be receiving a lot of prosperity this year in your life. Show me this first column, please, for Gemini. Show me this first column, please, for Gemini. You have a stubborn person. It might be you. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. There is something going on in your life that you're stubbornly opposed to look at. You're not looking at it. You're either not looking at it, you don't want to deal with it, or you're not looking at it correctly. And I don't think it's because you're stupid. I think it's because you're avoiding it. You're avoiding seeing it. If that makes sense. Show me this windfall, please, for Gemini. Taurus. Slowly but surely getting ahead. So if your life has been going in a very, very slow way, and you feel like you're not getting ahead financially, that may be true. But because of this Chariot is here, I'm going to tell you that is going to change this year. There's going to be something that happens. But really look at this fire that's raging out. There's something you're not seeing. Give me one for that column, please. That, yep. Now it does say take your enemies are working against you. I don't read this card that way. The bat, as you probably know, has very, very bad eyesight, right? They can't see at all. They rely on sonar, right, to get around, and they're very precise. They're very, very good. And I think Spirit is trying to tell you to rely on your gut instincts. Rely on what you can't see. There is something you're not seeing. It's a theme here, Gemini. Please let me know in the comments what the heck this is. Here you have hat. You'll be playing a different role. What did I say? Didn't I say that the person that is returning will be different in a different, I think I even used the word role. And it says vacation. You might run into this person while you're on vacation. You might go on vacation with this person when they return, but there is a vacation here on the table. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. For Gemini, please. Show me for Gemini. Spirit, show me for Gemini. The moon, the dark night of the soul. You may have gone through a dark night of the soul. Something tells me that you might be in that situation right now. You may be in that situation in the near future. This may have been born from a dark night of the soul. But there is something that went on that is going to give birth to a better timeline for you. These cards are just amazing. Yeah. It looks like you've been through it, but I have to tell you, this is a great reading. I wish this was my reading. You do have the facade. There is a belief you have that is incorrect that you have to get rid of, Gemini. Yeah, there is a contract. There is Saturn. You may feel very, very you may feel very task oriented at work. You may feel like you're working and working and working, or trying and trying and trying and getting nowhere, like you're not getting ahead. But that will change this year. That is giving birth to definitely something else here. Yeah, what did I just say? Giving birth to something else. This, you can count on it this winter for sure. You're going to see something amazing this winter, Gemini. And here we go. I don't really read this as exactly as twin flame each time, but this is definitely somebody from your past returning. A love interest. A love interest, Gemini. In divine timing. Trust in divine timing for sure, because the universe has your back. And it does say commitment. I do think that you're going to have a commitment from this person. Whether you accept it or not will be up to you, but it does look like something really nice happens. And here's the masculine card. This, you know, obviously could be you, even if you're female. This could be you working with your divine masculine side, especially for this year. This could be a masculine that is coming into your life. There is healing that needs to be done. There is healing that needs to be done in everybody's life on some level here. But there is healing that needs to be done in your life based upon what I see here, as far as what you're seeing and there's something you're not seeing. Yeah, there is something you're not seeing. And in that way, you need to be healed. You do have memories, nostalgia, and I do think the memories are coming from this person. You have the autumn and the winter now here on the table. This fall and winter is going to be a big deal for you. And, you know, this person could come back into your life in the fall and the winter. This windfall, it could come in one of those seasons. I do believe both of these things are happening around that time of the year for you, Gemini. You may have in the past or even now felt a longing for this person. Maybe this person has felt that way towards you, but it is driving them back. It is driving them back. You have to receive, be open to it. Be open to what is going to be gifted to you. You are worthy. Maybe you feel you're not. Maybe someone made you feel that you weren't. But you should have high expectations. And here we go. This is a world card at the bottom. Oh, look at this. This is why I use a double deck, by the way. Look, this came out again. Your twin flame came out twice. This is going to be a big deal. And so is this, because this is pretty much the epitome of the world card here. Cycle, completion, change. Okay, a lot of prosperity here for you, Gemini. A lot of prosperity. This is a great reading for someone. You do have the Mask. How many masks do you wear? Is somebody around you wearing a mask, Gemini? I don't know. This looks like a person who has to wear a different mask in front of each person in their life for some reason, that they can't be themselves. I do think if this is you, you're going to find peace in this relationship, okay? There may have been something that happened. There's something you're not seeing. This is, again, a card of not seeing something. See if I can get all of them together. This is a card of somebody not seeing something. This is the card of somebody not seeing something. And this is the card of somebody not seeing something. Something's coming up behind her and is going to grab her. There is something you're not seeing. And it doesn't have to be the boogeyman, you know. It could just be something you're not seeing that at some point, if you don't turn around and look at it, identify it, and do what you need to do, it will affect you. It doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to come out of the shadows and grab you. But this is definitely something that needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. I am going to pull one more card for you here. I don't know why. Give me one more for Gemini, please. Ah, the Rose of Hope. You have the Rose of Hope. There is a rose, and you know, I have a lot of roses in this deck, but this particular rose is a bud, and this is something that is yet to, it's just starting to bloom. It didn't open yet. I'm telling you, you're going to have an amazing fall and winter. Things are going to happen, and this twin flame might as well be written in stone. Something's coming back around for you. Somebody may have walked away from somebody else for you. There is something that's definitely coming that's going to make you very happy. And this windfall and the prosperity also, I would say, by the fall or the winter, please do tell, Gemini. In any case, I wish you a happy birthday. Namaste.